Okay, so before we begin with the case study, let's take a couple review questions. First, there are 50 dots in this graph you see here on the screen. What proportion of the dots are at least 14? So the answer is something like this. We go to where 14 is, and look above, we see 1, 2, and then 2 more to the right. So overall, there are 4 dots that are 14 or more. There are 50 dots overall, so the proportion would be 4 out of 50, or 8%. Now, this graph here has 60 dots. Now, the question is, what proportion of the dots are at most 7? Again, so we start where 7 is. At most means 7 or less. So I count the dots that are 7 or less. And that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. These ones right here. There are 9 dots out of 60, so the proportion would be 9 out of 60, or 15%. Right. One of the most common questions we'll be asking for pretty much the rest of the quarter is whether the results we see could be random chance, or they could be a result of some kind of effect. So, for instance, suppose you flip a coin 100 times, getting 51 heads and 49 tails. Would that be evidence of an unfair coin? Well, 51 heads for 49 tails, there are more heads, but this case is likely to just be random chance. On the other hand, suppose you flip another coin 100 times and you end up with 90 heads and 10 tails. Would this be evidence of unfair coin? And for reference, you can think of this as the likelihood of winning the Powerball grand prize twice in a row. So extremely unlikely. So if you were to see these results of 90 heads and 10 tails, this is probably more than just random chance. Now, what we're interested in is where's that cutoff between what's random chance, like part A, or something where there's some kind of effect going on, like part B. Where is that cutoff? And I don't have an answer for right now, so we'll just continue on. Alright, so for the rest of this lesson, we'll consider a study investigating gender discrimination in the 1970s, which is set in the context of personnel decisions within a bank. So the research question we hope to answer: are females discriminated against in promotion decisions made by male managers? So in this case, the population are male managers. The parameter would be the difference in the promotion rates between females and males. Right. In this study, the participants were 48 male bank supervisors attending a management institute at the University of North Carolina in 1972. They were asked to assume the role of the personnel director of a bank and were given a personnel file to judge whether the person would be promoted to the branch manager position. Now, the details of the files given to participants were identical in every aspect, except that half of them indicated the candidate was male and half indicated the candidate was female. These files were randomly assigned to the subjects, and randomly assigned is kind of the crucial point here, as random assignment is what you need in order to talk about causation. So if there is a difference between the male files and the female files, that would likely be evidence of gender discrimination. So, is this study here observational study or an experiment? Well, we have random assignment between, who got the male file, the female file, so it's a pretty basic experiment, but it is an experiment. How do the results of this type impact what can be inferred? Well, again, since we have random assignment, we can talk about causal inference. So we can talk about, if there is a difference in the promotion rates between these files, gender is would be the cause.